Matamu too.
It's Matamu Extra, and this time we're doing it a bit differently. First off, thank you guys for commenting and sending in your thoughts about the Mashakura episode. Now, for this extra on Mashakura, we are doing it a little bit differently from the usual. I have a guest for this episode. Karibu sana Bonadex.
Thank you.
That's the part where you come in and say thanks. Thanks.
Thank you, thanks.
Now, for those who are not familiar with Dex, he is at Dex on Twitter, and he's been rather controversial about the food for quite a while, right?
We'll see.
We'll see whether
we're waiting to hear the controversy. I'm here to defend myself.
This is a platform for Dex to defend himself, because he doesn't understand why people think that his food is controversial.
I don't.
But let's pedal back to the start. When did you first post food and everybody went crazy about it?
The first food I posted was in 2014, but it didn't hit until almost years later.
Yes.
It was my signature dish. I call it mchesodheri.
Ati what?
Mchesodheri.
What the heck is that?
Githeri, mchele,
Uh-huh.
and sausages. It works.
So that is the definition of a one pot meal, right? It's everything. You have your starch, you have your veggie in the beans, and you have your protein in the sausage, right?
The meat, yes.
So yeah, it is a one pot meal. However, that combination doesn't sound like it should work.
It sounds like it shouldn't, but it does.
I don't understand.
And that is what most people didn't understand, and I was getting cooked for it
of course, because
for a while, until now I'm seeing people try them and it works. Okay, maybe not the sausage bit, but definitely the mchele and the githeri
Okay,
works.
mchele githeri, speaking as somebody who has actually done it before, because in high school, there were times when they would run out of githeri and they would give us just a little bit of mchele from what was special diet, just so that it can bulk up and you can eat, right? So mchele githeri works. That I know.
And it improves both the mchele and the githeri. It's better than having them individually.
I don't know that I actually agree there.
Try it Bila high school. The high school one might have been
Yeah, no, it was terrible. Githeri in high school was terrible. Actually, if you want to listen to my Githeri experience, please go back to season 1. We did an episode on Githeri with my friend Dorcas, and yeah, Githeri, I'm triggered a bit. But okay, mchesodheri. And what else? What then after that? What happened?
So that was in 2014 when we just had moved out of my previous house tulikuwa tunaanzisha maisha na my wife.
Yes.
And that meal actually she was also against it, but for me, I was so used to one meal a day kind of scenario.
Yes.
It's very skinny. But so it was like...
Still is skinny.
I'm actually...
Like
I'm fat. I'm 84 from 56.
Okay, Sawa. He's not skinny.
So she was like, what are you having for lunch? I'm like, rice. But leftover githeri, and then I hadn't had breakfast.
Yes.
So I mixed. So it was literally all the meals in one.
Okay, so that's where the sausages come in, because...
That's where the sausages come in. They were breakfast.
Breakfast
the rice was the lunch, and the... So then later on, I started making it regular.
Yes.
Posting what I eat, because I was the one doing the cooking.
I
was now, as a student, you're on your own, uko hapo kwa nyumba. And the biggest thing was, the unfortunate thing was, I was in Sweden. While I was there, I was so new to the place, to the culture, to the language.
Yes.
To the point that when I go to the supermarket, I can't recognize any of these foods.
Yeah, because it's all in Svenska.
So I'm like, what's happening? What is this? So I started going to foods that I could recognize.
Yes.
So initially my diet was, because that's where I found my first McDonald's, that's where I ate my first burger, my first pizza. Those were the main foods I was eating until I realized I'm going broke. It's not sustainable. So I was like, I have to cook for myself.
Yes.
So what would I cook? With Google Translate, you look for something that you can recognize. So that's one of the things that now started that thing with my thing with food and online. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So then now, 2015, 2016, everybody now started to really
criticize heavily.
Call you the king of mashakuras.
Yes. Because of around one or two unfortunate cooking events. Only 2 events that I can agree were a mess.
And the first one being?
The first one was when I boiled an egg with cooking oil. That one, in retrospect, I should not have done.
It was a bad idea.
It was a very bad idea. It was obvious somehow to everyone that it would explode.
Except for you.
Except for me.
Wow.
And if I didn't know why that time I didn't have my phone with me, or it wasn't uploading fast enough. But what saved me was I had to leave the kitchen to go give an update. It's now been boiling for like a minute. Then I had a
Otherwise
I'd have because the kitchen, the roof there, I was like, is this hot oil everywhere? Wow.
It's an actual explosion, right?
And then before it exploded, there was someone who had already warned me in the comments and was like, it will explode.
But you didn't listen, did you?
I hadn't seen it.
Oh, okay.
Because a thing about my cooking is I believe it should be very safe, it should be very edible, and you are allowed some creative freedom, but there is a limit.
But apple very edible, people are not agreeing with you at all.
Yes. Unfortunately, they are not because of the mishmash. The mishmashing is a bit unorthodox, I'll put it like that.
To say the least.
But my argument usually is most of these foods, you eat them individually.
Yes. So they'll all get mixed up in your stomach anyway.
So like, why not mix them up in the pot? Simplify things. Life is too hard. Why you complicate? You wait for 30 minutes, nyama even. Then you start 30 minutes, mboga. Who has time?
Who has the time? Start with the nyama, then put the mboga at the end, right?
Absolutely. Ongeza maji zaidi ya ugali.
You know, Actually, I totally agree with you on the time-saving element of a one-pot meal.
And the water saving.
You know, you save your energy, you save your time, you save water, you save life.
Yes. Yeah, it's good for the climate.
It's good for the climate. It's good for the human, because the human eats right at the end. But then now let's go to the second one. The second unfortunate was, what was it?
Now the second unfortunate, and I'm piling most of this up, was kuungua. Some of my foods.
Kuungua.
There's a chicken that I used to eat, mostly potato related things, and chicken.
Yes.
Was chicken onana, chicken in potatoes. It was obvious, and it's my favorite. I put it in the pot for too long, and I don't know this distraction or what, but ikaungua, and then I posted. I shouldn't have. I posted my L because I was believing in posting everything, show the people. But that one was like,
Apple, you let down. You let yourself down, my friend.
Apple, I let myself down and let people know.
Oh no.
So Apple ikakuwa. When you combine like that mixture, that burnt, and that, and also the process of cooking wasn't very. I used to tweet live. That's another thing that I realized I shouldn't have been doing.
Okay.
So I forgot this and I'm putting it now. Like, no, that's not the order. So because of, you can imagine, because I'm anti-tomatoes, and you're like, chakula bila tomato inakaaje. Then the way I would put the kitungu before I used to have, I think they didn't understand that I was in Sweden, so I used to use the frozen spinach that they sell.
Yes, I know it.
So like, and then I add frozen. Why would you freeze spinach?
Why?
So and I would keep forgetting on adding ingredients, then add them later anyway. And I was like, there's no way that food tastes well.
It must be nasty.
You must be cooking it then throwing it away.
So now I have to really ask, how did that food taste? Like, was it always good, or was it just edible?
It was edible.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. That's how I would put it. Except the ilia kungua, that one I had trouble eating.
You still ate it?
Yes. Utafanya nini? Uko ulisha?
I am face palming.
Because of the texture and the use of water. It used to look, everything was like mokimo.
Yes.
Like that's unalisha mtoto ama nini. It looks like a baby's food. I was alone. When I come back home, no one, especially my wife, allows me to make food for everyone. Like, okay, it's nice, but no. Because first I want to do it the way she does it. I think it's very processitious. Like,
process who?
It takes so much time. So I'm like, I don't have the concentration. Like, I'll start off very well, but somewhere along the line, I'll mess it up, and I can't do multiple.
Yes.
So I'm like, either people eat late or they eat burnt food. But yeah, I agree with that, but I don't see the problem with the texture. I've been seeing the foods people post, and I'm like, I don't see how that clicks. But once they say that they're okay with it, I can see it. Because some foods, like this tomatoes as a food.
What did tomatoes ever do to you?
I don't know. There's something about that redness that irks me. I'm a food racist.
Against tomatoes.
My best foods are white or yellow.
Wow. Black food lives matter.
Njahe, no.
Black food lives matter.
No to Njahe.
Hey, this Njahe hit.
My Kikuyu-ness has refused to accept it.
Okay.
It tastes like dust, but I've been made aware that it's because of how we prepare it. I've had edible Njahe.
Yeah.
But it's not cooked the way.
So you've not had good Njahe?
I have.
Okay, that's good. At least.
Have.
At least. So going back to the mashakuras. During at the beginning of the pandemic, I see that quite a lot of people remembered that you are the mashakura guy.
Yes.
How was it for you? That whole people, because I see a tweet here from you that you cooked bad food once and it became your entire Twitter personality. And
then I was finished in the replies. People are just shouting, just once. But no one will show you anything. If you go through the red, no, there isn't. I realized I gave people a feeling, but not something tangible. Like Mchetheri was one.
Mm-hmm.
The others were the mishaps that were making it look... No, not even the mishaps. The photo taking. Bad photos messed me. Because right now you are seeing the foods being shown in... If I had arranged the rice candle, the githeri candle, and the sausage, it would have worked.
It would have looked nice. I don't know about working. It would have looked nice.
And looking nice is half
the
food.
It is though.
Because I'm seeing people complain that they are going to fancy restaurants and just eating vibes. They went there because of the good looking food, but it tastes awful with good lighting. That's what I'm trying to tell people, that if you remove everything, if it was in front of you, it wouldn't taste as bad as you think.
True.
It wouldn't have been gourmet food and whatever, but it wouldn't have been. You would have, I can survive on this. It's a mentality that you have, especially when you're a student.
Yes.
I can live with this.
Bora kuna mulo. As long as there's food. As long as there's food. So, that actually is the end of my questions. I didn't have much to ask. That it is an extra. I also don't want to keep you guys on here for long. But you know what you can actually do is go to our YouTube page and hit that subscribe button. Yeah? Please do that.
Also ask them, what is this food that got them trending for 5 years? They can't come up with it.
They can't. So please go
just
to,
those two.
Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. As you subscribe, leave a comment on the Mashakura episode and tell us which food is this one that made Dex trend for so long. Dex, do you want to tell us what you're up to?
Is this where I plug my things?
Yes, you can plug.
I have nothing to plug, so
As a side note, somebody came here to plug actual plugs. It was the most hilarious plug episode.
I plug kindness.
Yes.
Be patient with people, especially now with the pandemic. Tumefika 2021, things are open, so people still think that now it's okay, but it's not.
Yeah.
People are still out there struggling. Jipe time before you respond, especially harshly online. Naona watu wana mali sana.
Too much.
That's all.
All right.
I'll come back when I have things to plug. Or if people have actual food that I need defending.
No, I think you should start cooking and make a thing of it so that people can see that you can actually cook.
I should.
You should, right? Right. Thank you so much for joining us, Dex, and thank you, dear listener, for listening in to this very good conversation that we've had with Dex. I hope now he has cleared the air about his alleged terrible cooking. On the next episode of the Matamu podcast, I'm not going to tell you what it's about because I want it to be a surprise. So make sure that you're going to be here next week when it drops. All episodes always drop at 12 p.m. on Friday. So make sure that you're following everywhere you need to follow and subscribe everywhere you need to subscribe. And have fun, guys.